In this video, we're going to check out the Eufy Security Video Doorbell. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to Tech with Brett, where I help tech work for you. Now, Anker did provide the product for today's video. So let's talk about what this device is. So this is the Eufy Security Video Doorbell by Anker, and it can record in 2K resolution. Now this is a wired video doorbell, so you will need an existing wired doorbell for this to work. It has features like high dynamic range, free local storage, so there's no payment plan for this, and it does have human detection. So if somebody walks up to the doorbell, it will automatically detect them without them even pressing the doorbell button. So over on the side here, you do see all of the specifications with the 160-degree diagonal field of view. It has hardware noise cancellation, and it does work with 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi networks. Now it does require an existing doorbell and a 16-volt 24 AC transformer and access to your Wi-Fi network, and you can use this on Android or iOS. So on the back here, some of the highlighted features: it has high dynamic range, which is able to help the video color look a lot better instead of being too overexposed. It has a 160-degree view, free local storage, hardware noise cancellation, IP65 weatherproof, human detection, instant notifications, night vision, AES encryption data security, and the indoor chime. So here in the box, you have all the materials that you will need to get this set up. And then here we have the Eufy Security Doorbell, and then we have the included chime. Also, you will find this box that has all the other little materials that you will need other than the tools that you need to provide on your own to install this. Now, I really liked how this was a step-by-step process to easily guide you through how to get this installed. Now, the first thing you will need to do is download the Eufy Security application. Now, this is available in the Play Store or the App Store, and then you can create an account there. Once your account is verified through email, come back into the application, add a device, and then select Video Doorbell. Now we will need to scan the QR code that came on the documentation that was inside of the box. This code will authenticate the video doorbell to your account. Next, it will give us a list of detailed instructions to follow. Now, through this process, we're going to essentially disable the existing door chime, and we're going to put a wire on there so that it can send enough power to the video doorbell so that it works properly. So step number one is to ring the existing doorbell, make sure it works and that all the wires are there. And then the next step is to go to the master circuit and turn off the power. Now, this was a few-step process for me, as I wanted to find the transformer to make sure that I had the power off. So I found behind the old chime, once I pulled that off, there was the transformer, and I used my voltage tester to see if it had power. Then I could find the proper switch, turn that off, and then I could test again to see that no power was coming through, and then I could continue on. Step number three is to add the jumper wires to the existing chime. So when you pull off the cover of your chime, you'll see a few different things. You'll see a front, a trans, and then a back. So that would be the front door and then the back door. So what we're going to do is we're going to hardwire with this little jumper cable those two together. So here in this case, it's the back and the trans, but your doorbell, it might be linked to the front, and then you would need to link the trans. And through this process, if successful, your chime will no longer work, but the new chime will work and the doorbell will work great. Step number four is to remove the existing doorbell. Be very careful with these wires. They are old and you don't want them to break, as they get very short and would be hard to work with. So just be very careful in this process. Step number five is determine how you want to mount the video doorbell. So it does come with these plates that you need to mount, and it also comes with this 15-degree plate, so you can actually angle the video doorbell one way or another. So here on this porch over here, we have this brick wall, and if I would have mounted it flat, we would have seen a lot of the brick wall, and we want to see more of the porch. Now, it does come with a few different sets of screws and anchors. In the wood, you wouldn't need to use the anchors, but there was already existing hole here, so I actually used that. But it does come with a guide to help you line this up perfectly. Now, step number six would be to use the anchors, but we did not do it for this install. Step number seven is to screw in the mount bracket. Make sure that when you do this, you do have the wires coming through the middle of the bracket. And then here I just used the existing doorbell screw hole, and then I lined it up the best I could to make the bottom hole. Now, I did use a drill bit to make sure that I had a pilot hole that was good enough so I didn't ruin the wood or anything like that. And then I was able to screw it in. Now, step number eight is to wire the video doorbell. Now, there are two different ways in which you can do this. One is you can just take the existing wires and wire them to the back of the doorbell. Now, it doesn't matter which of these screws are wired to which one, so you can put them on any place. Just make sure that they are not touching when they are installed. Now, if you don't have enough room for your wires to extend out, you do have this kit that you can actually attach this wire nut to and extend the wires for an easier install. Then once you have that, you're just going to make sure all the wires fit in this little box, and then you're going to put the video doorbell on the top of the mount and then click it in the bottom and it will snap in. Now, step number 10 is to turn back on the power, and if successful, the video doorbell will start glowing orange. Step number 12 is to install the doorbell chime. Now, this is very easy to do. You just need to take this power pin and attach it to the back of the chime, screwing it on, making sure that it's all lined up, and then you need to plug this into a power outlet that is nearby or wherever you want the chime to go off. Now that we finished up installing the video doorbell, it was actually a very simple process compared to other video doorbells that I've tried out. Now that we have it installed, let's head back to the Eufy security application to finish the installation. Now first, it asks what color is showing up on the doorbell to make sure that everything was installed properly. It is then going to use a Bluetooth low energy signal to connect to the doorbell, and then you're going to need to add your internet connection so that the doorbell can connect directly to your internet. Now, if you don't have Bluetooth turned on, you will need to go and enable it in the settings first and then come back here to the application. Once you have successfully added the Wi-Fi password, the doorbell will turn blue, indicating that it has connected to the Wi-Fi. And then we will also need to sync the chime to our video doorbell. And all you will need to do is hold down the top of the chime, the sync button, and then it will be able to find the chime and sync to your video doorbell. Now that we're here at the chime, I do want to mention that on the right side, you have the volume control. So there's 3 different settings that you can adjust on the volume. And then on the left side, you do have a few different chime sounds that you can adjust. So just by pressing, it will change the chime, and the next time the doorbell is rang, you will hear that new chime. Some of them sound really good and remind me of my grandma's house, and there's even one for Christmas. Now let's go through an overview of the application and how everything works. So here on the main page, you have devices. So these are all the different Eufy devices that you have. Right now, we only have this video doorbell. If I swipe over, I can then go to my events. And then up here, you can see a calendar of all the events that have been recorded. So you can see that here it detected a human, here it detected motion. So it's also going to show you the time. And then if you click on that, it's going to pop it open, and then it's going to play that motion. So here you can see that it detected me coming over. I didn't push the doorbell or anything, and it recorded me until it could not see me anymore. Now down here I have the option to download. I could share it. I could donate it to Eufy for other people to see, and then here I could delete it. If I go back, here I can scroll through all those, so then I can go through and see yesterday. And if you had multiple cameras, it would show you a little thing here where you could filter just by those cameras. And then up here, I also have the option to quickly edit and delete all of them, or filter by just motion or human detection. Now, if I swipe over again, here I have a few different options in setting my status of the doorbell. So home, right now, if I click the edit here, I have when I'm home to have it record video and to send me notifications. So then here with the away status, I could adjust it to something different. Maybe when I'm home, I want to turn off the video recording because I'm here, but I just want some of the notifications. And then here I have the option to disarm. So then it is not going to detect any motion and I'm not going to get any of those notifications. Or here I can set a schedule. So if I go into the settings, I can have it say at 12 to 2, I'm home every day. So whatever my home status is, it will do that. Or I can have it set an away status. So when you add something new, you only have the option to select the home and away options there. And so you can set up for every day of the week, you can set certain times. So that's very good in what you can set up there. So going back to the devices page here, right here you can see the doorbell, you can see that motion is enabled, and then you have the Wi-Fi settings. And then over here you have an option to snooze the notification. So here I can snooze the motion, I can set how long, or I can also set the chime sound to snooze. So let's say we're having an event, lots of people are coming over, I don't want the doorbell to keep going off, I could come in here and snooze that. I've also found it handy to just go into the settings and turn off the chime sound since my phone is already getting all those notifications. So just depending on what you want, you can really customize this to exactly how you want it. And then over here, we have the option to see the most recent notifications. Right here, it's showing a 0. But if you had a bunch of new motion detection and human detection, it would show the number there. And we can swipe back. And then last here, we have the settings for the Eufy video doorbell. So in here, we have the option to change the name of the video doorbell. Next, we have the option to turn off the camera. So you'll still get the chime alerts when somebody rings the doorbell, but you wouldn't be able to stream from the camera. Here we can turn off those chime alerts. So this is where I would turn that off so that the chime just doesn't go off. Maybe my kids keep playing with it or whatever, I could do that. Here you have the option to disable the watermark on the video feed. So that's nice if you don't want to see the Eufy security logo. And then at night, there is an LED on the video doorbell. You could come and turn this off right here. Now we have all the different settings that we can adjust for the video doorbell. So let's start with the motion detection. So up here, you can turn on and off motion detection if you want that on or off. Here we have activity zones. So this is where you can completely customize what areas are activity zones. So if I add here, I can do an ignored zone. So right here where I'm sitting, or maybe on the driveway, let's say I don't want to see cars and stuff go on the driveway, I could set that there. Now I wish I could expand this. That's one problem that I have had, is you can't expand that. So I select the check mark to save that. And then I can add another activity zone. So this is the area in which it would give you notifications. And I can adjust this to my liking. So maybe I don't want to be notified of people on the grass, only on the porch. I can come in and adjust it right there, select save, and now those settings are saved. And you can hit the edit to adjust those at any time. So now down here we have our sensitivity levels. So if I change this to human only, you can see that it's just detecting the faces of the people. So next we have human only still, but it's going to detect a little bit more. So if people are leaving, you will still see those notifications. Now next it's adding a little bit more, so people passing by. And then here we have a little bit more where it's detecting bodies and other things. And then here we have all motion. So even cars going by or dogs or whatever, it's going to detect all of that. So just play with this and kind of find what you really like. Sometimes if you're getting too many notifications, you do want to come over here and make sure that the human only is detected, so you're only getting notified if it does recognize a person. Now if we go back, we have our video quality settings. So at the top here we have HDR, which stands for high dynamic range. So if you're finding that the camera is overexposed, you can turn this on and it will take the high and the low lighting and kind of merge them together so you have a much better picture overall. And here's an example of with it off, and then here is one with it on. Here you have distortion correction, so the video doorbell does give a little fisheye. You could come in and correct it right here. Here you can adjust the streaming quality, so you could set it to low if you have maybe a low speed of internet, medium, high, or high if you have a high speed of internet. And then here you have record quality. So this is what it's going to record when it detects motion. So here we have the 2K HD. Here is an example of that. Here is the full HD, another example. And then here is the storage saver. And this is going to record 20% more duration than full HD and 50% more than 2K. So if you are worried about not being able to save everything, make sure you come in here and turn that on. Now next we have the night vision. I haven't been able to play with this too much as the light on this porch was able to light up everything really well. But here's an example of what night vision looks like. Now next we have quick responses. Now if somebody comes to the doorbell, there are 3 preset responses that you could send, but you can actually come in here and add your own. So it's really cool because we can just add a quick response and then we can name it. And then here we can record our own saying, "Sorry, I'm not home right now. Please bring me cookies and I'll answer the door next time." "Sorry, I'm not home right now. Please bring me cookies and I'll answer the door next time." And then you can save that, so that would then become a quick response that you can do whenever somebody comes to the door. Now next we have notifications. So this is where you can adjust how many times your phone is notified. So then down here you can see all the notifications. So if you want the doorbell to ring your phone, you can turn that on. You can have the motion detection show up on your phone. Here you can choose what is shown when you open that notification. So you could go to that related event, and then you could go to the live view so you have the most recent time showing up right on the camera. Here you do have some options for your different notifications. So you could have the most efficient where it just shows a text. Here you can have it with an included thumbnail. So if you receive a notification and you pull it down, it's going to show the notification of whoever rang the doorbell or the motion detection. And then down here you have the full effect, so you could have the notification text and the picture at once. Now moving on to sounds, here we have the doorbell audio volume. So when you are speaking through your phone, the doorbell has an output audio, and that is what this top option will be. And then the bottom one is the doorbell ringtone volume. So when they press the doorbell, it will do a little notification that they rang the doorbell. That's that volume. And then here, if you need to connect the chime, you can adjust that. Here you could adjust the Wi-Fi connection. And then lastly, you can see the storage. So here I've been using this a few days and it's already taken up 44%. So once it fills up, it will record over the old stuff, but make sure you save what you want, or you could set to a lower quality so it can record much more. And then heading into the settings of the application itself, you can view your devices. You can share this with a family or a guest so they can view and see the notifications as well. Now, lastly, let's check out inside of the camera. So if I open this up, here you can see that it hears me instantly, so I'm talking out here. So I'm going to turn that down. Here is where I can record. So if I push this, it's going to instantly start recording whatever it sees on the screen. When I stop that, it's going to save to my device. Here I can take a screenshot of the camera, so it instantly saves that to my device. When you do that, none of it is saved in the events category. This is only saved on the device. Here is where you can talk directly through the video doorbell. So this is what that experience is like on the outside.
And this is what it sounds like talking from my phone to the camera, the speaker on the camera. I think it sounds pretty good.
And on the inside.
And this is what it sounds like when you are listening from your phone, from the microphone on the smart doorbell. It actually sounds really crisp and clear, and this will work even if you're away from your home and you're using your phone to have a conversation with somebody at the door. This would work just great.
And then here is where you can actually give those preset responses.
Excuse me, can I help you? Please leave it at the door. We will be right there.
Sorry, I'm not home right now. Please bring me cookies and I'll answer the door next time.
And then lastly, if you're viewing the video feed and you want to mute the video, you just select this right here and it will mute it. And then if you're away from home and you're not on your Wi-Fi, here it's giving you this kilobyte notification so you can know how much data you're using viewing this feed, so that you know it's actually a real feed and not just a static image that is displaying. And then if you want to, you can view the feed full screen. So here you can get a little more details and see what is going on. And then if you need support with your device at any time, you can come up here and choose the live chat, call us, or send feedback. Now that we have all of our settings set up the way that we want, let's add these to our different smart devices. So you can add this to Amazon Alexa devices as well as Google Home displays. Now let's go ahead and add this to our Amazon Alexa. So you can actually go into the Amazon Alexa application, search for the skill, and then you will need to find the Eufy security skill. Once you have linked your account, you will then have access to view the feed right on your Fire TV or your Echo Show devices. Now you can use a few different voice commands to be able to pop that up.
Alexa, show me the doorbell.
Okay.
So now setting this up with Amazon worked really well, just adding this skill into the Amazon application. Now you can see the camera on the Amazon Show devices, so I'm using the Echo Show 5 here. It looks really good, but there has been a little bit of a buffering problem. Just we'll start saying buffering when there's really not a problem on the other smart display that I tried today. There is an option in the setting to show the camera on a doorbell press and have different notifications, but I was not able to get that function to work. Other than that, it does look pretty crisp and clear, and you can hear everything that comes through, and this does have a really good mic on the Eufy security camera.
Now let's add this to our Google Assistant. So you'll just need to go into the Google Home application, add a device, search for Eufy Security. Once you link your account, then it will show up in your Google Home app, and then you'll be able to place it in whatever room you would like. Now you can't view this camera within the Google Home application. You will need to stream it to a Chromecast device or a smart display.
Hey Google, show me the Eufy doorbell.
You got it. Streaming Eufy doorbell on Office display.
Alright, so this is streaming right from the Eufy camera to the smart display. This would also work streaming directly to a Chromecast. It is a bummer that you can't view the camera right within the Google Home application, but it's really cool that you do have this functionality. At any time you can pull it up on your display, and you can also hear what's happening on the other side of the camera. Now, one other thing is when somebody does ring the doorbell, there are no notifications when you ring the Eufy camera, so you would have to manually pull it up. You will see all of those notifications right on your phone.
Now, a quick comparison in using these displays with the security camera. Now, when using the Google Assistant to display the camera, it was able to pop up very quickly. Now, when using this Echo Show 5, it took quite a while for the camera to show up. Now, when showing them side by side, the feed on the Echo Show 5 was a lot quicker than the feed here on the Google Assistant. So you can see that it took quite some time for the same thing that showed up on the Echo Show 5 to show up on the Google Nest Hub. So now that we've gone through and shown you all the different settings, let's talk about what it's like using this. So depending on how you have it set up, whether you have human only or just motion, it is very good at recognizing and detecting the different motions that are around. Now, it doesn't get really far away people, which is nice, but if somebody comes up here on the porch, it's able to detect their face and the notification pops up right on your phone. And I love that when you see the notification, you actually see the person that was there and it kind of zooms in right on that person. And so I really like how those notification works. Now, you also have other notifications. In testing, I was able to sneak up at the door, grab a package, and then run away. And by the time I ran away, it did show me the notification. So that was a little bit slow, but at least it notified me of a quick movement that was on the door. And even though I ran away, I still had all that recorded right within the application. It would even send you a little screenshot of what it thinks the person was, or maybe the back of the head or something like that. It was really good at notifications. So there are two different ways in which it can record. One is if it detects motion or a human presence. So it won't be recording everything. It does have a live feed that you can view, but it's not going to always be recording. So it's not going to use much of your data if you have a limited data plan on your home Wi-Fi network. It will record as soon as it does detect motion, or if you set up these certain activity zones so that if something goes in there, it will start recording that as well. So sometimes it will just record a minute if that's all that's through, but if people are here for 5 minutes and it keeps detecting that motion, it will record all of that as well. Now, you do have those different resolutions that you can set for the different recordings. So all the resolutions still look really good, but definitely the highest resolution looked really crisp and clear, and you could easily see who was there. Now, the second way to record what you see out of the video doorbell is to just go into the application, view the live feed, and here at the bottom you can select the camera icon and it will begin recording. Now, it will record a really high quality, it looks really good, and then as soon as you're done, it will save that directly to your phone's gallery. This is not stored in the cloud or anything like that, it's just saved right onto your phone. It's also not going to show up in the motion detector events of the video doorbell. So that will just be stored locally. And that's really cool if you ever are seeing something and you want to record it. Maybe somebody's at the door and they're talking and you want to record the conversation going on, you are able to do that. Now, comparing the Eufy Security Video Doorbell to other doorbells, the best part about this is there is no monthly or yearly fee. If you get the Ring Video Doorbell or the Nest Hello Doorbell, you're looking at least $3 to $5 a month to get the full feature set. But with this, you have no extra cost. The cost of the device is also much cheaper than a Ring Video Doorbell 2 or a Ring Video Doorbell Pro, as well as the Nest Hello. Now, I do like the Nest Hello, how it can record every single thing, so you don't have to worry if it's not going to pick up a motion or something like that. So that's the benefit, but it costs a lot more, and I am paying that monthly subscription for that feature. Now, in comparison to the Ring Video Doorbell, if you have the Video Doorbell 2, that requires a battery that you're gonna have to swap out every 6 months. Now, if you're like me, I'm probably gonna forget that. So I love that this is a wired doorbell. So it's always going to have the power and you don't have to worry about keeping it charged up and anything like that. Now, also on the notifications to an Echo Show, now it said that this had the option. I couldn't get that to work, but it's supposed to work on the Ring doorbell, and I haven't really noticed that that worked very well either. So either way, these are kind of similar to a Ring Video Doorbell in the notifications that you're going to get right on your phone. Now, they all are really good at notifications, and I have noticed that these are very quick. So as soon as this detects a motion, you get that notification on your phone. Now, the most important part is that as soon as it sees that motion, it is able to start recording, and this had no problem doing that. So in conclusion, if you are looking for a video doorbell that has all of the features and isn't going to cost you an arm and a leg, and you're not going to have to keep paying a subscription service, the Eufy Security Video Doorbell is definitely the way to go. There are a ton of different features that are going to keep it lasting a very long time and keeping up with the rest of the video doorbells that are out there. I really like that it has that included chime, so it's not a problem. You know, even with some of my other installs that I've done on video doorbells, even though they were supposed to work with the chime, it was always a complicated process. This was a very simple install, adding the jumper cable, turning the power back on, and you're pretty much good to go. Now, the only thing that I would really like to see improved on this video doorbell is a higher capacity of storage. So it does have 4 gig of storage, but even just after a day of playing with it, it was about 25% filled up. So if there was maybe 8 gig, I can see that being a little bit better, but just know that if you do have a bunch of notifications or you want to record something and you see something you like, make sure you download it as soon as you see it so you don't have the problem of it being lost. Because once it fills up that full storage, it will start deleting old files and recording over them. So it's always going to have new stuff coming through, but you may lose some stuff if you forget to record it. So if you guys have any further questions about the Eufy Security Video Doorbell, please let me know in the comments below. I'll leave a link to it in the description. And if you want to check out some of my other reviews of video doorbells, make sure you check out the playlist over here on the side. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. So this will work with Fire